been a silent lurker for years. Never imagined I'd actually write a post like this, but I feel like I'm unraveling and I just need to get this all out. Maybe someone out there can make sense of the chaos that's been my life for the past few months. Let me take you back a little. I, 32F, have been with Dan, 34M, for almost 7 years. We met at a local art festival. He was the charming, soft-spoken photographer doing candid street portraits. I was fresh out of a toxic relationship, and Dan felt like safety, like a man with depth, passion, ambition, and honesty. We moved in together after a year, got engaged on our 5-year anniversary under a meteor shower in the desert. I said yes, of course. He cried when I slipped the ring on. It felt like one of those rare moments where the universe felt aligned. I loved him with everything I had. I truly believed he loved me too, until 3 months ago. Dan worked freelance photography and graphic design. I always had irregular hours, late night edits, gallery shows, travel for weddings, that sort of thing. I never questioned his schedule because it was normal for his line of work. But earlier this year, I decided I wanted to do something special for him. A surprise trip to Italy. He'd never been, and I was gonna book it for his birthday. So I logged into his laptop while he was out to find his passport details and see when he was free. Harmless, right? That's when I noticed the guest account wasn't logged out, and there was a folder on the desktop labeled Studio Final Proofs. It had over 200 photos, not of weddings, not of landscapes, but intimate, posed shots of one woman over and over again. The same woman, different cities, hotel rooms, beach sunsets, some photos, very private, extremely private. I felt my stomach twist. My hands went cold. Her face was familiar. I realized after about 5 minutes of obsessively zooming in and out, she was the model he shot a lingerie campaign with 2 years ago. A one-time job, he'd said. Nothing serious, just work. I waited 2 hours for him to get home. Didn't say anything at first. I played it cool. I wanted to hear him lie. I asked about the campaign. He shrugged, said it was forgettable. I asked if he'd ever kept in touch with the model. He said no, claimed he couldn't even remember her name. I pulled out the printed photo I took from his folder and handed it to him. His face turned pale. He didn't deny it, didn't even try. He just whispered I was going to end it. Turns out they'd been seeing each other for 3 years, on and off. He met her during that campaign and they clicked. She was married. So was he. Basically, it worked for them. She lived in another state but traveled often. They met when she was in town. Sometimes he told me he had late gigs or conferences. Sometimes he said he needed creative space. One of those times was the week he proposed to me. Yeah, let that sink in. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I asked questions. I grilled him. I got more details than I wanted. I wanted to vomit. He swore it was over, that he was ending things before the wedding, that it had always been just sex, and that I was his future. He begged me not to call off the wedding, said he loved me, said he was lost, said she manipulated him. I didn't know what to believe. I told him I needed space. A week after I left to stay with my sister, I received a message from a burner email. The subject line read, "You don't know the half of it." It had a Dropbox link. I don't even know why I clicked it. Curiosity? Desperation? Inside were screenshots, messages, voicemails, videos, not just of her. There were 4 other women. 4. At least 2 of them had no idea he was engaged. One of them referred to him as her boyfriend of 2 years. Another was international. And in one of the videos, he was talking to the camera, smiling. He said, "She'll never leave. She loves too hard." I threw up in the kitchen sink. I don't know who sent me the email. One of the women, maybe, or a friend of theirs. Someone trying to protect me. To this day, I don't know, but I'm grateful because it saved me. I planned to confront him with everything, set a date, and ask to meet in a public place. I needed safety. When I got there, he wasn't alone. He brought his mother. He had told her everything, but not in the way you'd expect. He told her I was having mental breakdowns, making up wild stories about him cheating, that I was accusing him of abuse, that he feared for his safety. He even tried to tell me, right in front of her, that I'd fabricated the Dropbox link, that I was too emotional to be believed. His mother, his sweet, church-going, soup-making mother, looked at me like I was the villain. So I pulled out my phone, played the voicemail from one of the women, the one where she called him her soulmate. His mother cried. He got up and left. It's been 3 months. I called off the wedding, returned the dress, blocked him everywhere, told my friends, my family. One of the women reached out to me directly. We talked for 2 hours. She didn't even know he had a fiancé. She sent me photos of them traveling together. Said she was going to move in with him later this year. He moved cities. Deleted his Instagram. I've heard rumors he's living with the model now. Maybe more. Who knows? I'm seeing a therapist, rebuilding myself, trying to learn to trust my intuition again. I'm not writing this for sympathy. I'm writing it so no one else doubts their gut. If something feels off, it is. Even if it breaks your heart, even if it shatters everything. Better to break a heart than lose your sanity. For those asking, I still don't know who the anonymous sender was. I've tried replying to the email, it bounced. Whoever you are, thank you. You saved me from marrying a sociopath. Last Friday night, my girlfriend, 30F, went out with her friends, and I, 32M, went out with mine. She was supposed to go to a concert, but around 11 p.m., she called me to let me know they didn't end up going to the concert because they spent too much time at the aperitivo, basically pre-drinks in Italy, so they decided to go to a club instead. No big deal up until this point. I got home around 2 a.m. and she came back at 4 a.m. completely drunk. Again, no real issue here for me. During the night, around 6 a.m., I happened to notice a pretty big hickey on her neck. I didn't say anything at that moment, but about an hour later, when she got up to go to the bathroom, I paid attention to see if she tried to cover it up when she came back, and she did, by laying on her side. When we woke up, I acted like I didn't notice and just kept to myself. Eventually, I pretended to notice the hickey and asked what happened. She told me that a guy at the club was hitting on her, and while they were dancing, she didn't notice that he gave her the hickey. She said he tried to kiss her, but it never happened, just the hickey. She mentioned that her friends had kissed other guys from the group, but she didn't have any kind of conversation with him, didn't know his name, and he didn't buy her drinks. She described it as a stupid mistake from the night that doesn't mean anything, but she's embarrassed by it. What do you think? Is her story believable? Is this considered cheating? I think my wife is cheating on me again. I don't know why, but a couple of days ago, I had a bad feeling about her, and I looked at her phone. I found some weird message some guy sent her. Of course, she deleted all her messages, just leaving the guy's parts. 2 days later, I checked her phone again and found that she had deleted the whole conversation. And last night, she had a text sent by him that said, "How are you doing, baby? I don't know what should I do now." She had a history of cheating. I want to gather more information about it before I confront her. We have been together almost 10 years, married 4 years. We even have a 3-year-old kid. We are not in our home country and applying for immigration. I just don't want to destroy what we have now. But the thought of her cheating is eating me alive. Maybe for now, I should just wait and see what can I find. But deep down, maybe I just don't want to find out the truth. Around a year ago, I started a fitness journey and began turning my life around health-wise after my marriage ended. I made some drastic improvements, built muscle, lost weight, and I've never been happier with how I look. I quickly gained confidence and I put myself back into the dating pool. I met an amazing, beautiful woman, and we have been together for 6 months now. I am generally very secure with my appearance. However, I am a logical person and accept that she is much better looking than me, which would also mean that she would have dated attractive guys before me. I tell her regularly how beautiful she is to me, and I have told her that she is the most attractive person I have been with. She is very complimentary in return, but rarely compliments my appearance, and when she does, it is quite reserved and non-specific. As time has gone on, she has started frequently making jokes about my appearance, such as my height, my hair. I buzz cut my hair as I have started to recede a bit and think it looks better short, and most of all, the size of my arms. She has also made unprompted comments about her usual type being a bigger build than me, and has spoken about dating several bodybuilders in the past. She has also made some comments about having a history dating black guys. She has reassured me that our relationship is deeper than that, and that she loves me for what I give her emotionally, which she has never experienced before. And until now, that has been enough for me. Last week we were talking about my circumcision, which I had as an adult, and she joked that I should have asked for them to make it bigger and darker as well. I made the mistake of asking if that was her preference, and she smiled and looked away. I decided to drop it, but it did bother me, which she picked up on, and later asked if she had upset me. This led to a conversation where she said that I am the only man she has ever loved, but told me she wishes that I was taller, that I had hair, and that my arms were bigger. She also implied that I am the least attractive person she has been with. I now feel deflated and more insecure than I ever was when I was out of shape. I have also become borderline obsessive with my diet and exercise. I trust her completely and appreciate her honesty with me, but part of me wishes I didn't know how much she would change about me if she could. I know I need to communicate this with her, but I also know that a line has been crossed, and no amount of talking will erase this knowledge or the feeling I had when she told me this. How do I go on in this situation? For some context, we've been together for about 2 years, and my boyfriend has really bad anxiety, but refuses to get on medication, go to therapy, etc. He has bad anxiety and overthinks whenever we're not together. We see each other around 3 times a week, 1 sleepover and 1 extra hangout. But he still is constantly saying it isn't enough for him. There is this trip. My parents have invited me to go on to visit their home country. I've never been there, and I don't know when I will be able to ever go there with them again. We've been talking about it for a year, and I brought it up to my boyfriend around 3 months ago. It will be for 2 weeks, and initially my parents offered to take him with if he covered his plane tickets, but once he learned the prices, he decided he most likely cannot come, and since then he's been begging me not to go. He said he can't handle 2 weeks apart, and when I told him I confirmed the trip with them already, he got very upset that I went through with it. Even he said he expressed it would hurt him a lot